Hey,
Because you're my co-host.
it's because I know things doesn't mean I know things.
What does that mean?
I don't even know.
What? What? What?
And you know what else is confusing?
What else is confusing?
I don't know. You didn't figure out where that segue was going.
Oh my god, I'm so confused.
Yes, but this episode was great. We had Toru and Adorable and hugs and tears and I love everyone.
This is true. We did have I love everyone, adorable hugs and tears.
Yes, and everyone loves Toru as they should.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to the Fruits Basket podcast, where we talk about Fruits Basket, and we're wildly early. When usually we're wildly late. So I don't know what's happening. But anyways,
time is an illusion.
Time is an illusion, but
yes,
things being old or new is a state of mind.
That is true.
Yeah.
And you see from the show that sometimes time passes, sometimes banquet ends, sometimes banquet begins, but we are all cherishing the time that we have together.
Sometimes you got to eat one of those banquet meals.
Exactly. Also, hi to Echidnu, Everything Animated, Decrypt Storm, and everyone else who's here before the podcast.
Yeah. So we may have some special guests. I asked EA to join last minute because I was like, well, we didn't do a KOA last night because I had to go to the ER. But today, I asked Francesca to join, and I gave her the wrong time. So she may. I told her she can join whenever she wants to join.
So she'll hopefully join later on and can correct everything that we get wrong in the first half.
Yeah, exactly.
And EA will join because this is more important than work, right?
I mean, technically the Fruits Basket podcast is indeed more boring than work.
I said more important, but yes.
I know what I said. See, I can do those things. I can do the things that you do.
No, you can't. You're not as good at it as I am.
Those are facts.
Yes. But you know what else is a fact?
What is that?
All the animals in Toru are very adorable.
This is true. So I guess we should go ahead and get into it.
Yes.
The final episode of the Fruits Basket podcast.
Well, we'll see about that. There's that announcement.
And then, less important, the final episode of Fruits Basket season 3.
Yes, that yes, pain, but good. But yeah, this definitely feel like the feeling of the episode is like the way we feel at Fruits Basket ending.
Yeah, I mean this whole episode. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I cried at the end of this episode. I
feel like I cried in every episode this season.
That is true. I think I have.
Yeah,
like not like just like crocodile tears. Like at least.
And I feel like this episode was like definitely not as strong emotionally, which I think is definitely good for the type of episode it is. But it definitely like had that feeling still there.
Yeah. It was it was the most peaceful episode of Fruits Basket probably ever. Everything just went well for everybody.
Yeah, and like there's definitely like just a sense of relief and letting down of all the craziness.
Yeah, it just felt like for a moment in time, it just all became peaceful. They went through what they went through, and then it all worked out.
Yep. Yeah, I did love them at the zoo. I forgot the word for zoo. And like how Toru was excited. Oh, it's calling a pony mini Isuzu.
That was good. That was really good. Mini Isuzu. Oh my lord. And I love these. So another thing I really liked about this was I don't think we ever got to see Shigure or Akito.
Yeah, they were in it.
They were?
Yeah.
Where at?
It was like a short scene with them. Like Akito had the hat on, and Shigure was out with her. And they talked about how they weren't going, or how Akito wasn't going to go to like Toru's big send off.
Oh, you see, that's probably when I was crying.
That could be. Yeah, that was like. I feel like they had like a lot of like really short scenes to highlight all the characters.
Yeah, like the way this episode was structured is each like they kind of grouped all the characters into like groups, I guess, or couples or whatever they were, and they kind of just, hey, what are they doing like a couple years after the events of the last episode or however long it was?
I don't think it's even a couple years. I think it was like maybe weeks or months.
I don't
know.
Not
long.
I don't know. No idea.
Well, because they were graduating before, and like this was like right after or right as they're graduating, so it's not like much time passed.
See, that's one thing I was definitely confused on in this episode was the time. The time, you know.
I thought I remembered Motoko graduating like at the start of the season. But then it's like they had Toru's graduation here, but I thought like aren't they in the same grade, or am I missing something?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Somebody in the comments correct me.
Yeah. Or maybe they're like already graduated and this is like after it, which I guess that makes sense.
Well, we did get to see them like
it was
decades
a few months
in the future.
Yeah, but ignoring that.
Stars Sim Vid. I don't know how to. Sorry, I apologize. Says it was. Vids? I hope. Says it was just a few months the first time skip.
Okay.
So.
Guess that feels right.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So out of all of them, like all of these, you know, I guess these scenes, what was your favorite one?
Oh.
Because it's tough.
Yeah. I really like the one with Kyo and Toru as they're packing up. The one with Yuki and Toru is obviously amazing.
Yeah.
I like the final scene with them as grandparents, but I feel like that's just like kind of obvious, sort of. Like it was cool that it was there and the scene was like good and all, but there like wasn't all that much to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. God, I think it's. Man, this is tough. I really liked the scene with Yuki and Machi. And Kakeru.
That was also good.
Yeah. Because it was it was so funny the way they set that scene up with Kakeru was trolling Yuki, like became adults or whatever, and then by the end like Machi comes in and like punches him in the face. That was really funny.
Oh yeah, like Yuki even made a comment saying if you stand in front of Machi, she's gonna punch you.
Yeah, that was the joke, and and the way they animated that, it was so out of nowhere, and it was great.
Yes, this Fruits Basket is such an amazing comedy when it wants to be.
Yeah, I also like the scene where after they go to the zoo and Uo and Hana are like, you're gonna take her away.
Yeah.
And I like the message of that scene because it's kind of really it's the whole message I think of the series and this season in particular, which is it's going like your life is going to move on no matter what, and you're going to see people that you like less and less, and you're going to see other people more and more, and that's just the way it's going to be. But at the end of the day, they all care for you, and it's just natural. It's just the way life works.
It's definitely showing like the pain of like going on to a new stage in life where you won't be around the same people every day that you were in the past.
Yeah.
And it's like sad, like finishing school, switching jobs. I've definitely felt that a lot.
Yeah, I like how they say it's like a lonely feeling.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting because it's really not. Like the feeling of loneliness you get, like other people are feeling that same thing. Like the other, you know, so like everyone feels this feeling when they move on from something like that. So I just thought that was an interesting line in the
there's definitely like change as a whole just doesn't feel good, even though if it's like a good change because like I think we're like hardwired to enjoy like what we have, to think what we have is good. So breaking from that is just naturally going to feel hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. It was great. It was just really great stuff. Star Sim Vids, says Takaya Sensei has said that the scene between Yuki and Toru was what inspired her to write Fruits Basket. It was the first scene she ever envisioned, and the entire story grew from that moment.
Yeah, I had seen that mentioned several times on like Reddit and other places, maybe even here. But yeah, you can definitely feel like how central that relationship is to the whole story. In a way, like even more important than Toru and Kyo's relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can see where that story grew from that. That scene as well. Actually, now that I think about it, is probably one of my favorites. Of just kind of Yuki finally getting everything off of his chest there at the end, and I like that Toru was not only a mother figure to Yuki but everybody else.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. You can even see like how she like raised all the Zodiac in a way that their parents couldn't or didn't.
Yeah, yeah. It's man, it's some really powerful stuff. It really is.
Yeah, it also ties back to like how much Toru like looks up to her own mother, and to be told that she's a wonderful mother to Yuki. That just had to be an amazing feeling for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The whole theme of just motherhood and stuff like that in the show is so prevalent. It's so strong, and I like how it started with it and it ended with it.
Right. And it also shows that Toru is still the best.
Yeah, Toru. Yeah, she's absolutely the best for sure.
I feel like that's also one of the messages of this episode, is that Toru is the best.
Yeah. I think that is the strongest main theme of this show. Is Toru is the best, without a doubt.
Exactly. That too, and we should all be more like Toru.
I think we've said that nearly since the beginning of the podcast,
and
now
we're not wrong.
And now we're still saying it because it's true. I was actually talking to Spica Illustrations.
Okay.
Because she's a really big fan of Fruits Basket, and it's her favorite anime of all time, which I guess we'll talk about that here in a moment. But she was talking about how she learned like a lot of life lessons from this anime that she still values and carries with her until this day. And
yeah,
I think I will be the same way with that, because this show, it has a way of giving you these experiences and these stories, and while yes, it is an anime or a manga or whatever, it's a work of fiction, it's like all of these life lessons to me are so valuable, and they mean a lot, I think, to anyone just watching normally, and applying these things to their own life. And I think that's really fascinating, because the show has a lot of magical elements involving it, and it remains extremely grounded when it comes to, what the life lessons are and what the experiences and all that are. It's all very human and very grounded, despite boys and girls being able to turn into animals.
Yeah, it's amazing how like that's not the point of the show. That's just like an aspect of it, but in a way, it's like it's not even there.
Yeah. I think we talked about that before, but
yeah, we definitely have. But it's worth coming back to. And, yeah, so some of the things I loved about the date is how like Uo was shouting profanity, and they said like you can't do that here, and they even censored it too, which I thought made it even funnier. And they censored it like that in both the sub and the dub.
See, I'm gonna rewatch this, but because I want to make a video on this, because I really want to know if this is my favorite anime of all time or not. So I'm gonna rewatch this. I think I'm gonna rewatch it in dub.
Well, for this last season, I saw I think the entire season both in sub and dub.
Yeah, I used to do that. I know because I used to watch the dub on delay previously. I used to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been able to watch it Monday night with some friends who we watch in dub together, and then right before the podcast I watch the sub version, so I remember everything that happened and can take notes. It can sound like relatively intelligent when I talk about it.
Yeah, I should do that more.
I mean, that's what you have me here for, right?
I guess I don't know.
And yeah, one aspect in here that is probably very much reaching about the date, but it reminded me of The Last of Us.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to know how?
Joel is the new Toru?
No. But Hana said that there weren't any giraffes there. If you will recall from The Last of Us, giraffes are a major motif representing innocence. So the fact that Hana knows this, there weren't any giraffes there, is in a way showing like their innocence has been taken by all the drama and all the pain they've all gone through. But despite that, they're still having a fun, happy time, showing that despite all the hard times in life that might take your innocence, you can still enjoy simple times with friends and cute animals.
That game came out almost 10 years ago, and you were able to bring up a Last of Us reference.
Yes.
And and make it work in a Fruits Basket podcast.
Yes.
What the hell?
Keep in mind, I also don't play games when they come out normally, so I only played Last of Us like 2 or 3 years ago. Actually, less than 2 years, I think. No, 2.5.
Damn. I mean, I haven't played the Last of Us since the PS3 generation, so 2013 was the last time I played The Last of Us. And when it came out, yeah. Beat that game like 4 times or whatever it was.
I feel like that's a game I'm good only beating once, just, yeah. But
I
yes,
agree.
that is my completely out of nowhere way to tie something random in a way that makes surprising amount of sense.
Yeah, and Fruits Basket doesn't have bullshit difficulty spikes on the harder difficulties.
Exactly. That's why you just play games on easy and you enjoy them.
I agree. Or
yeah.
normal.
Also, I did love how like Uo and Hana just admitted that they like picking on Kyo because I feel like he's a person that's very fun to pick on.
I relate to Kyo in that sense. Everybody loves to pick on me.
Exactly. So you're best boy because you're fun to pick on.
I can't tell if you're picking on me right now or giving me a compliment.
Both?
I cry.
It's like the comment with Yuki asking her like last episode or whatever episode saying, yes, the answer is all of them.
I'm going for the big cry. Going for it.
And speaking of big cry, apparently the beginning of Last of Us makes EA cry every time, and yeah, I can see why.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I made a video on that on my channel too.
So I guess we should catch up with some of the comments in the chat here. Melina says, yeah, people leaving in paths diverging. That's something Kyoko talked about with Hana. She said it didn't change the precious moments they had, I think. Yep. It's one of my favorite scenes in all Fruits Basket. I got a lot of those though. That's the thing. Like the ratio for having a favorite scene is like really like it's pretty high. I guess Rising died.
Go back to... yeah, I'm trying to see where you were reading from.
No, it was right before QRW6 started to link our channels. Which, by the way, thank you.
Okay.
QRW6.
Yes.
But yeah, I like that. I like that. Although we could do like a whole podcast just talking about our favorite moments in Fruits Basket.
Haven't we done that for like 3 years?
This is true. We've already done it. QRW6 says Kyo and Yuki will still call each other by their zodiac names. I like that.
Yeah.
Because before it was almost demeaning, and now it's like a friendship. It's almost like, hey, we went through that. Also, I just also like in general, like they don't ignore that past that they had, like they're not ashamed of it either, which is really nice.
And in a way, it's like showing that they're no longer the people that they were, and they're able to like grow through that.
Yeah. Oh wait, EA is about to join?
Yeah. He said
heck
that he wanted accepted and joined. Oh well, he can figure it out. He's smart.
Oh my god, we're gonna have people dipping in and out.
Yes, and it's okay. It's a final episode. It's okay to be a little bit crazy, and I think I hear thunder. Is my power gonna go out? Not the first time.
Thunder. EA is here.
EA?
Hopefully.
He's muted.
Oh, he's muted. Well, I guess he's getting prepared.
Son of a bitch.
There he is.
All right, here we go.
All right, sorry, I'm here now. I don't know what happened.
Okay, so EA, what did you think about the episode?
The episode or the series as a whole?
I guess, either or.
Well, I guess it wasn't as bad as I originally thought it was, as far as like the final episode, because I was saying how they're never gonna top the episode prior, but in my opinion, anyway. But this episode, okay, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. You got to see everyone's, I guess loose ends tied up and see what they're gonna do throughout the rest of their lives, and yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, it was like
Really,
a
really nice.
nice, calm way to like wrap everything up. And it was a send off for the characters in the show and the cute horse.
Yeah,
Isuzu.
there's a couple of people. There's a couple of people's stories where it's like, okay, that was a thing. Who cares? Like Ritsu all of a sudden like cut his hair and now I guess wants to be like a dude now.
Yeah, that is interesting. I wondered that when I saw that. I was like, why is he not cross-dressing
like I did not know
anymore?
that was Ritsu at first. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I was just like, they never really said anything about it. Then all of a sudden, okay, guess we had to wrap this person's story up. So here they are.
yeah. It's like where'd everything else about him go?
I wonder what that backstory Ritsu is and why he, I don't know, I grew out of that. I don't, was that maybe a phase? Like that
Or
brings
is
up
it-
a lot of questions.
Or is seeing Akita like dress as her gender? If that's like made him want to do the same thing.
That is a good parallel and comparison that you can make.
It was
Interesting.
Yeah.
interesting.
Because Ritsu is definitely surprised by that. Yeah, but again,
that's
like
true.
we don't know, so like that. Yeah, that story is definitely like sort of dropped.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I guess Kagura's just like, I don't know. I'm gonna say goodbye only for Kyo, and it's like, I thought you didn't like this person, but I guess she does like him, even though she said she didn't. I don't. It was just kind of like random
She's
and
still
weird.
Tsundere.
Yeah.
Well, I think-
Ace and
I think Kagura never stopped liking Kyo. I think the whole thing was that showed that she, I don't know, she's not salty about it or whatever, but she still has, I don't know, those feelings for Kyo. Maybe she still needs to work those things out because as we saw later, like Rin or Isuzu, big Isuzu, not mini one, still has this anger, in her that she still can't get rid of. So maybe everybody's still at their own different stages, and maybe Kagura's, still trying to work through
yeah.
her stuff.
That's
it
true.
It could be like she's accepted she'll never be with Kyo, but still like really cares about him and like wants to send him off. So and like wants the best for him.
And then there's Momiji, who wants to, basically get himself a fine honey so that he could show her off to them. It's like, you and your priorities, dude.
They're saying we should not be like that.
I mean, not really. I mean, you shouldn't get a girlfriend just to make someone else that you have the hots for jealous. You should like that person for who they are, because if they find out that's the reason you got with them, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I also feel like that was sort of like a tongue-in-cheek. I think you said too.
I don't know.
Or-
I kind of
or-
have
well, I
mixed
mean-
emotions about Momiji.
I mean, think about it. Think about it, EA. Let's say I got with Rising to make you jealous. It'd all work out. Like it work. Rising would be okay with that.
I would be happy for y'all. I would be like, okay, that's cool.
I think C just wants to go with me for my health insurance.
Oh boy, cannot wait to get the bill in the mail for that one. Oh Lord.
I could just imagine that. All right, so, okay. What's this bill I got? Let me tell you. Let me tell you what happened.
It started 2 years ago.
Exactly, just like this podcast.
Oh Lord. Let's see. Melina says Hana asking Kyo to call her mama. Lol. I thought that was funny as well. She had this look that was incredibly menacing.
And I loved how like Kyo yelled at her not to read his mind.
Yes, that's the funniest. I like Hana having supernatural abilities is still
Yeah.
so funny. Like it's
just
random
like-
and funny.
it's like all the characters have like accepted it, and like they don't question it. It's like, oh yeah, that's Tana. She does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it because I get it. Like, you have a world full of zodiacs and people turning into animals, so it's like let's just throw in X-Men while we're at it. Just have random people with abilities for just cuz.
Well, I think see, that makes me think like what other magical people are in the world of Fruits Basket, because we only focus on this little sliver. So
Yeah,
We
'cause,
will
like,
never know.
we see the Zodiac, we see Hana, which I mean, if you're gonna have the Zodiac in that, it is not unsurprising there would be other people like that.
Jeremy Theron, I believe, says, I can't believe the final season is #1 on my anime list. Which is crazy. I didn't know that. If that is true,
Yeah.
can you get? Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I got the #1 spot last night. As far as I know, it's still there.
Yeah. It's
It probably
eventually
won't be-
going to go down when there's going to get more people like watching it, I think.
Yeah, this is definitely recency bias, but still, not many shows get the #1 spot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we should go ahead and talk about it. But where does this anime rank in your like top lists of anime?
Who, me?
Just anyone.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead. Yeah, you're the guest, so you can.
All right. I definitely have no regrets watching this because I know everyone. I was the last one to get on the Fruits Basket train. It was you Rising and UC, and Sasuke was even saying, "Yeah, you need to watch the show. Stop stalling and watch the show." So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll watch the damn show. And I was thoroughly impressed, and I don't regret it. As far as where it ranks, it's definitely up there as far as like, I don't know, what would you call this, like a romantic drama?
Yeah, I would say more of a drama. Yeah.
Yeah, as far as dramas in the genre of anime, it's definitely up there. I would not call it my #1, not yet anyway, because I don't know, unless a series completely blows me away or a movie, it's hard for me to put stuff in my #1 because I'm just very particular with what I consider what are my favorites. So it's definitely up there. I would say as far as like a drama, anime drama, it's definitely at least top 10. It's top 10. I couldn't give it a number or a ranking right now, but it's definitely up there, and I would probably watch it again just to see if I still like it, because sometimes you have to do that. You have to watch it again to really appreciate it, and sometimes you see those little things you never saw before, and you're like, okay, this makes it even better, or it could make it worse. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, that's me.
What about you, Rising?
I will say it is better than Twin Tails.
Oh,
The what?
no, not Twin Tails.
Well,
that's-
actually, I don't know if I can say that because Twin Tails just defies any ranking.
Oh my god.
But other than Twin Tails, I will say it is my favorite anime.
See, I still need time to think about it, but I'll say this: my top 3 anime is I think what it is. I mean, I have a video about this, and I'm gonna have to make an updated video, probably because of this anime. But I think it's #1 is Cowboy Bebop, #2 is Evangelion, and #3 is either Hyoka or Berserk, something like that. Like I can't remember, but I know #1 for sure is Cowboy Bebop, and it's in my top 3 already. I'm gonna have to knock something out, and I'm gonna have to rewatch it. But
Goodbye, Berserk.
I like it more than Berserk, so.
Yeah, well, the way I see it, like I have like 5 anime that are kind of like all tied for the top spot, which are like Fruits Basket, FMA Brotherhood, My Hero Academia, ReZero, and Attack on Titan. And it could definitely be recency bias, but I feel stronger about Fruits Basket than I do the others.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the other reasons why I have to wait just to figure out if it's in my my number 1 slot or my number 2 or or whatever it may be, because it's just I watched the episode today, so
Yeah.
like
Well, I was thinking it could be my number 1 spot like throughout the season, depending on like would it end well?
yeah.
And I also feel for me personally, like the impact it has, like the message and how much it resonates with me and makes me want to live differently. I think that's something that sets it apart from the others.
So I guess now for the chat, if there's anybody left in there, I don't know if anybody's watching or not, but
They're all gone after I joined. I see what it is.
All right, time to go be on EA.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta technically get back anyway to what I'm supposed to be doing.
all
Are you
right.
at work?
Yeah, I'm on break.
Ah, okay.
Well, have a good time at work, EA.
Yes,
I
thank you
won't.
for joining us. Everyone go sub to EA like QRW6 said.
Yes, sub to EA, that is for sure.
Yeah, thank you. The unsung hero, QRW6.
This is true. This is true.
Yes.
He needs a raise.
Yeah. Sub to Rising, sub to SeaTactics, and also sub to QRW6. Does he make content? You know what? I don't care. Still sub to him anyway.
Yeah, QRW6 is the man.
Later.
Yeah, have a good day, EA. Once again, I want to thank EA for coming on. But so about the news, Rising. There's
About
apparently
the what?
there's a new anime for Fruits Basket. From what I'm hearing.
I'm not done talking about this episode yet.
Oh my god.
We barely got through my notes.
You're nearly? Oh, that's right.
No,
yeah,
barely.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. You have like a whole like the treasure chest full of notes. I forgot.
Yes, I have 69 pages of notes on Fruits Basket, and no, I'm not making that number up.
Oh my god. Nice.
Oh, did you notice that the cats aren't attracted to Kyo anymore?
I didn't.
Yes.
But now that you say it, that was very subtle the way they did it.
Yeah. And like they didn't like point it out, but it was definitely noticeable.
Yeah, because that cat turns around and just walks away or does whatever it does. And then Toru sits beside him with a cat, and it's all adorable.
Yes. And okay, one other point that I feel like I have to bring up before we get onto a different topic.
Mm-hmm.
Is the podcast still going?
Yeah, that's still going.
It doesn't tell us how long we've been streaming. Anyway, so did you notice that when Toru was like finishing and cleaning up her room and Kyo and her were talking about the past, how at first she was wearing twin tails, but then she let her twin tails down.
It's the end of innocence.
Exactly, going back to the end of innocence with how the parallel to Last of Us, but also shows in a way it's the end of childishness and just clinging to her mother, because like her mother wore twin tails, those were awesome and adorable. So I'm theorizing that Toru wore her hair like that from time to time to be like her mother. So by her letting them down, it's like she's getting away from being a child in that way, and also getting away from just being like her mom to go out with Kyo and to go live with him.
In other words, I guess you could say, this is the end of the innocence.
Sure.
That song was very popular back in its day, from what I hear. I don't know.
That was before my time.
I don't know. I'm not 87, so what do I know? But that is so fascinating, because I didn't notice what that meant in the moment, but it's just another. It's just another.
Touches they add to it.
Yeah. It's this whole episode has been filled with these motifs and these themes of moving on and growing up, and
Exactly.
I think that for Toru was one of hers for sure.
Yeah, I think that was definitely there, and it's like these things you don't notice are there for a reason.
Yeah, and that's what's so good, I think, about this anime is it pays attention to the little details. It's not just supermodel looking anime characters. There's a lot of the visual aspect beyond just how good they look. So
Yes.
I like that.
And there's one other thing that I saw yesterday in a video. I was watching a YouTube video completely unrelated to anime, but they brought up a concept that's, I think, seen a lot through anime, and that is called mono no aware, which translates to the pathos of things.
I do not know anything about this.
Okay, it's basically like something that's seen a lot in Japanese literature, media in general. It's like a sadness about the way the time passes. And like being sad that things pass you, being sad that that's just how life is. But in a way, it's also like enjoying the time that we have.
Yeah, that's a very human feeling. So
yeah,
that's
and I feel like just like seeing that like brought up as like a thing in Japanese storytelling, it's like it fits Fruits Basket so well.
yeah. Oh yeah, it very does. Because this episode to me was very happy, but there was a significant melancholy to some of it. And I think that's a good thing, because I think that's kind of just the way life is. So I don't know, it's really cool. It's really cool. I like that.
You know what other show really gave me that type of feeling?
Twin Tails?
No, K-On! Season 2.
See, I haven't seen K-On! Season 2, so.
Well, it was like, it's basically their high school year and all the fun that they're having. But all throughout, there's this undercurrent like this is their last year together.
Yeah, but they're all moe. It's fine.
Yeah, but there's still definitely a like fear of graduation.
That is true.
It's more than just moe. Otherwise, I'd find it boring like season 1.
You know what's funny is when I graduated from high school, I was like, thank God. So, it is what it is.
Someone joined.
Francesca!
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm still welcome. I completely forgot.
Oh my God, it's fine. I told you the wrong time.
I completely forgot anyway. So.
Okay, so we're terrible at planning things.
Yeah.
Okay, what part are we? Podcast? Hello, everybody.
Everyone say hi to Francesca.
Yeah.
I'm opening up the.
Wait, we have to be quiet. We have to be quiet so we can hear them say it.
Oh, okay. And I'm opening it up right now.
All right. I think I heard every single one of you say hi. That's very nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Hello.
Oh, we also had IME packing dresses for Toru.
So I don't. God damn it! I should have watched this episode again. Fuck.
Wait,
Okay.
what? Did you not watch it or?
No, I did. I did. But I don't remember. I don't remember that scene like at all. I remember the one with Mine and Ayame. Or is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
That's
he
what I was talking
packing
about.
dresses.
Oh, I thought you said
Toru.
Toru and Ayame. I'm like, what? I don't remember that.
No, how he was basically packing up dresses to send Toru.
Oh, okay. I'm a dumb.
And okay, another scene that I don't think we talked about is how sad Kisa was about Toru leaving. And like she says she wants to send Toru off with a smile, but Hira's saying like, don't worry about crying because that just shows how much you love her and she'd appreciate that.
Hmm. Also, it looked like they were dating now. She was like holding his arm.
Oh, that could be too.
It's cute, like cute little first relationship.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Those two are both my favorites.
Everybody's
My favorite
saying,
is, just going through. I love how they're going through everybody, and with each person, it shows a flashback with Toru, and it shows how much they're thinking about her and how much they all love her.
And it like shows how much she's impacted them too.
Hmm. Like oh my gosh, I was just crying so much this episode. I cried throughout it.
dude,
Mhm.
I cried a couple times. I want to say.
Yeah.
Ugh. I always cry when the
Also,
ending hits. Always.
Also, I don't know if you guys talked about this because I wasn't here, obviously, but did you see that for a while, Fruits Basket was #1 on my anime list?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we
Is
just
it
talked
still
about
there?
that.
Did
I
it
think.
fall?
No, Full Metal Alchemist fans, spammed it with 1 stars. You know how they are. Every time something passes their beloved. Like, I love Full Metal Alchemist, but you don't have to spam a show you haven't even seen with a 1 star just because you don't want it to fall from #1, you know?
Yeah, I think they did something to like prevent it from affecting it as much, but again, I don't know how their algorithm works.
Yeah. I think at some point, their algorithm kind of kicks in eventually, so it's all gonna go back to normal.
Yeah, but still, it's really cool to see like Fruits Basket in that place for at least a time. Like
Yeah,
even
it was really awesome.
even with the boost shows good for like being so recent and well received, most shows don't reach the #1 spot.
You know, Rising, I think this is the second show we've covered that's gotten, like, in its whatever its sequel seasons, like a really good rating. Remember the last time was Symphogear?
Oh yeah,
because it got like an 8.5 or something.
Sequel seasons, because people who don't like the show aren't going to keep watching it.
Right, yeah.
But I also think that this third season genuinely deserves to be the highest rated out of them.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with it, but it's like, I feel like Fruits Basket has a more narrow appeal to something like Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess. I think that a lot of times, because a lot of the anime community is male, sometimes I think that they would enjoy the show if they gave it a chance, but I think that a lot of times they're like, oh no, it's for girls, I'm not even going to try it.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, because it wasn't so much that, it's just like, before I knew what Fruits Basket was, I like wasn't that interested. I thought, oh, it's just a like romantic comedy about these guys who turn into animals. Like, okay, fun, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. So we got about, I don't know, I want to say 5 minutes left, because I don't want to run into Satsuki's show here. Francesca.
I feel bad for just jumping in at the very end.
Oh no, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. EA jumped in the middle, so it's all good.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
We've had a ever evolving guest host list here tonight so far. But Francesca, how does this anime, with all the anime that you've watched in your lifetime, where does this rank for you?
So it really depends on what rankings we're doing. If we're going for best quality, just objectively what shows I think are the best, without my personal feelings as involved, if that makes sense, I think this is definitely, it's still in like probably the top 3. Probably with Death Parade and Fooly Cooly. Those are my other 2 that I think are really great. And with stuff, I think overall it's my favorite anime. But I think that the one that's probably, it might be below Aron for me in nostalgia. Like, I'll probably go back to Aron more because it's just my comfort show. But I think Fruits Basket is like my favorite anime, definitely, overall.
I will say this. I could say this with an absolute fact. This is my favorite anime of the year. And
awesome.
And that's just looking at what's coming out in the future. Like, I don't think anything's gonna be taking this out of #1, and that's not surprising, because season 1 and season 2 have been my favorite each year they've aired. So
yeah, I'm finally finally will consider Fruits Basket for my anime of the year, and I will be very surprised if it doesn't end up getting it.
I think that it's such a special series that I don't think I'll ever forget. Like, these past 2 years have been so important to me, and I've made so many friends because of Fruits Basket, and I've learned so many lessons from it. And I think it's going to be one of those shows that I think a lot of people watched it, but even if it's not as well known, people are always going to be like, oh, you haven't seen Fruits Basket? It's like a cult classic. You need to see it. Right. Like, if you haven't seen it, you're crazy. Like, I feel like people are going to still be talking about this for decades from now.
Yeah. I've met a considerable amount of people since starting this Fruits Basket podcast that mean a lot to me. One of them is you, Francesca. You're one of my, I guess, best friends that I've met from this community. And that's the reason I invited you on to this podcast. Was, you were kind of one of the first people, I think, that ever reached out in any kind of way through our podcast. So
yeah, and it was such a lucky thing, because what happened was I just looked up Fruits Basket reactions and typed in like today on the YouTube search bar, and then I was like, oh, there's a podcast happening live. I'll go join that.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So
well, if it weren't for Fruits Basket, I might not have met some adorable dogs and cats. So
yeah. So we're literally right at time. So just any final thoughts and where they can find you, I suppose?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Just on Twitter at Enako27. It's kind of hard to spell, so I'll put it in chat. Because it's my middle name. That's my Twitter if you want to check me out. And then my TikTok is just Enako. I talk about Fruits Basket there. Thank you guys for letting me come on, even though it's just for a minute.
Oh yeah, well, I kind of told you the wrong time.
No, it wasn't your fault. See, even if you told me the right time, I would have forgotten. That's what happened.
Oh, I cried.
So we're both bad at this.
Yeah.
Well, there's hope left, because there is a new series that has been announced for Fruits Basket covering Kyoko and Katsuya. Yes.
It'll probably I know how much it'll either be a movie or like 2 OVA episodes most likely, because that's about how much content is for that
I'm
story.
totally okay with that. Rising, where can they find you?
They can find me on YouTube, where I just posted a Fruits Basket video. If you want to hear me talk more about it, they can find me on Twitch or Twitter, where I do other things, and OnlyFans, of course, because I had to make one of those.
Well, as for me, I just want to thank everyone throughout the years who've been watching this podcast. This has been just an amazing journey from covering season 1 of the podcast, a show that I didn't think that Rising was going to like, to this just, I don't know, this whole thing just kind of came together and it was awesome. And every week, everybody is always in the chat interacting with us and talking with us, and we interact back as best as we can, and that means a lot to me. So I don't know if that's a good final words for this podcast or not, but thank you all so much. And this is not, I guess, the last Fruits Basket video I'll ever do, or the last Fruits Basket related thing, I should say. But this is the last time we'll be doing the Fruits Basket podcast. So thanks, everybody.
On the Kazuya or Kyoko thing?
Yeah, that's called something different. But yeah, it's okay. Fruits Basket related, but the last time it will be, Fruits Basket proper. So yeah, thanks everybody.
All right, be like Toru.
Yes, be like Toru, and I'll see you guys next week on the King of Anime podcast. Bye-bye.